Hello, everyone. Hi, Anna Walker here with StabThingsIntoExistence.com. Good morning. Welcome to the studio. Today is Fan Friday, and yesterday's Happy Mail could not have arrived at a better time because I'm going to talk a little bit more about these wonderful braids of fiber that came in. I'm going to turn the camera here in a second so that you can see them a little more closely. And I'm going to talk about something that I am a huge fan of. And it's about artists in general, but fiber artists right now are really busting it out to do things to help the humanitarian efforts in Ukraine. And we do things pretty consistently to help out in crises. Most artists do. And if you don't know that, then you don't know the right artists. Um, People like Gail Nation, people like Carrie Schmidt, people like Beverly Ash Gilbert. There are too many to name, but right now fiber artists are coming to the game and they're bringing it. So let's turn this down so you can see these braids. So I picked up these braids. There are two different colorways for a fundraiser for Ukraine. These two are Falklands wool. I worked in Falklands almost exclusively for the first few years that I was felting because it was like at that point $7 a pound, and that was the first bump or first 35-pound ball of wool that I bought. And so I had Falklands tees for a long time. I like Falklands. It's a nice all purpose wool. I don't work with wearables very often, but I have things like merino and alpaca fiber that I can use for wearables. But for my paintings, for my accessories, for the things that get hung up on a wall or our sculpture that sits on a shelf, Falklands works beautifully. And she did up, I'm going to move this set of braids off. She did up a set of braids in Falklands wool in the colors of the Ukrainian flag. And I'm just going to unbraid it. When you buy roving from a fiber artist, generally it's going to come in either a bat form or it's going to come in a braid form. Now, there's a tiny bit of color blending right here where the blue turns into the yellow, but you know what? I absolutely love that. This may actually get cut out so that I can use this piece of fiber by itself to create something. But the blues and the yellows are amazing, and it is going to work up beautifully into some projects that I'll be doing here very, very shortly. But the Falklands wool has got a nice feel to it. It's got a wonderful, wonderful staple length. It behaves itself when you're working with it. It's not, diva-ish, doesn't stick to your fingers a lot, even when you got dry hands from working all the felt. Anyway, Falklands is lovely, and this braid, this was created by Jazz Turtle Creations, and Esther is on Instagram as Jazz Turtle. I think she's on Facebook as Jazz Turtle, but I couldn't swear to that. I know her mostly from Instagram. Esther is a wonderful human being, and she offered these braids to be used as a fundraiser to support those Ukrainian efforts. Similar to me and the peace flags, that will be finished on the first of the week. But this is the Ukrainian flag braid, and it's on Falklands. So let me bring in the other braid. This has another special thought for me as a Kansan. Esther created, because the Ukrainian flower is sunflowers, Esther created a sunflower blend. And she's got this on Rambouillet. And I don't think I've had any Rambouillet wool before, but it feels quite similar to the Falklands. Might be a tiny bit smoother. But I'm looking forward to working with this and trying this out. And I already know what the first thing is I'm going to do with this, because I was going through some of the inspiration photos that I've been hanging on to for a while in preparation for my series of felt paintings on Kansas landscapes. And I have one that this colorway is perfect for. And it's a photo that I saved from a friend that she took on her property. And this fiber is going to be perfect. The colors are genius, and all I need to do is add a tiny bit of an orangey pink, and I will have all the colors that I need for that painting right here in one braid. That's the thing that I love about getting braids that have been dyed in a variegation of colors. This gives you yellows, it gives you browns, it gives you tans. There's some greens, even green blue, and the greens go from light greens all the way to dark greens. And there are shades in between each of those shades, like this beautiful caramel here, that make it possible for you to add a lot of color to your fibers in one braid. 22 bucks and you've got at least 5 colors. So it's a great way to expand your fiber colorways without having to spend a whole lot of money. But you know that I am working on my peace flags, and I'm at the last bit of hand stitching, and then they'll be mounted. So those will be ready by the first of the week. And the next $47 club class that'll be up and ready to go, hopefully by early next week, will be the Peace Mandala. And this has turned into quite an interesting project for me, not just because of the different fibers and yarns I'm able to use for it, but just how I think about all of us being interconnected, and there's not a place we can go where we don't find a connection to somebody somewhere. And this Peace Mandala that I'm creating and the class that I'm creating helps to focus on the fact that we are all interconnected. We all live in the same place. We live on the same planet. We all share the same air. We all share the same water. We all share the same hopes and dreams. And what one person does affects the next person. I love the idea of just a single touch in a pool, like Esther doing these colorways as a support for Ukraine, like the peace flags that I'm doing in support of Ukraine. One drop in that pool of humanity, and the ripples just carry outward and outward and outward, and we have no idea who and how many we're going to be able to connect with and touch with a single act of kindness. And the artists that I know are very, very skilled in reaching out and touching humanity for good and promoting kindness and promoting love. And that's what I want to be about as well. So the Peace Mandala project will be coming soon. Esther has the colorways out now, and I will have the peace flags ready to go the first part of the week. So as we enter this weekend, this Palm Sunday weekend, I just want to reach out and offer a prayer of peace for all of us, that we realize how small this place called Earth is and how interconnected we all are. The billions of people that are here, don't get stuck on the billions. Love God, love people, bring peace. That's it. So I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Much love.